So I'm in a partnership, GK-12 partnership with Mina, and she studies air quality, NO2 levels, and we took our group of 7th graders and we put together an inquiry where we said where the NO2 level is going to be highest, and we actually tested in the classroom, in our boiler room, behind the school, on both sides of the school and in front of the school.
Where would you expect NOx to be the highest? In the front, the back, or the classroom?
Front.
All of you think it's front?
So the first experiment we did was just simply asking the question, what are the NO2 levels around Vestal? Vestal is located right on 82nd, very close to 84 and 26 and I-5. So our research question was, are the NO2 levels at Vestal of concern?
There's a lot of NO2 near 82nd and there.
And why is that?
Because of the cars and the buses.
Let's look at cars. Cars create heat, which causes a nitrogen bond to break, and then we get this compound called nitrogen dioxide. How many parts per million did we say is about in the atmosphere? Yes?
There's quietness when she talks, which means they're interested. So it's been great having a scientist here who can take the science one step further than I usually could.
We measured the NOx using what are called passive samplers. These passive samplers are just small acrylic tubes into which we place a little bit of TEA. This TEA reacts with the NO2 in the atmosphere, and then you can bring it back to the lab and analyze how much NO2 was in the air.
I like hands-on projects better because you actually get to work with the data and like describe it in your own way instead of just reading.
It explains how much NO2 levels are around the school, and it shows like pictures of what NO2 is and how it's created, and what NO2 does to our lungs.
So this is a graph of what we found. The average for 82nd was 31 for NO2 levels. The garden was less at 18, and Mr. Honnold's room was at 9.
For most of the students, this study solidified that cars do produce more nitrogen dioxide. Some of the students were more intrigued by the fact that there were hotspots, and there were a couple of students who wanted to put up no idling signs and have parents turn off engines. The biggest change that Vestal has made, teaching at Vestal has made, is in my communication. I think it has made me a much more clearer communicator. I am learning to stay away from more data-centric words and jargon and trying to be more in tune with the concepts that my audience might be interested in.
Is a pie chart a reasonable way to express this data, Manuel? Why?
It's brought a positive view of science into the classroom. So kids are excited about doing science, they want to take it further, they see how things in the environment can be studied that affect them. And then the most exciting part to me is then, what are the solutions? What changes can we make? So then bring it to the next step with those kids later